right and wrong, might and power. Well, that is for you to decide. On your journey to Nidavellir.
Hello everyone! Welcome to the second episode of the Journey to Nidavellir launch week. I'm Thiago, Loot Studios community manager, and I'm here to present this new project to you guys. If you haven't watched the first episode yet, go check it out before you continue to watch this video. It's really important to understand everything that's going on. Just click the link that's going to be somewhere around here. As I mentioned in the last episode, we released Journey to Valhalla last year, presenting this new Viking Fantasy setting. We brought you to the land of Kragudür, with its 3 human tribes and the monsters that inhabit the land. We developed all the tools that a game master needs to explore this setting, including the lore, 75 original highly detailed miniatures, and their stat blocks. This year, we decided to expand on this setting by launching Journey to Nidavellir. This time, we decided to introduce one of my favorite fantasy races, dwarves. Last episode, I introduced you to the first clan, the Kragudür, with 14 characters, 3 busts, 4 objects, and this necklace prop. And we can't forget about the extremely detailed Thor statue, also available in 32 and 75mm. But today, you get to see something new. A new dwarven clan, the Wodëngar. If the Kragudür are a love letter to classic dwarves, the Wodëngar are a love letter to all of you who like to break the mold. The Wodëngar value the pursuit of knowledge and harmony with nature. They aren't the most likely to live above ground, with their main settlement being hidden by magic, in a forest at the foot of the Great Mountain. They have been blessed with Odin's wisdom and clairvoyance, and can tell if you're trustworthy before they even meet you. But don't you go around thinking they are all flimsy spellcasters. That is a mistake that the rangers, barbarians, and fighters among them will make sure you regret. So these are the Wodëngar. Let's take a look at the model, shall we? This first mini represents a lot from the Wodëngar clan. So much so that Gaujin the Long-Lived is our freebie mini available on Loot's website right now. As wise and curious individuals, the Wodëngar are the dwarven faction that most cares for knowledge and mysteries, and Gaujin is the ultimate storyteller of the clans. He is the oldest dwarf around, and he remembers tales so old they are not recorded in any tomes. Gaujin is the perfect quest-giving NPC for your players, but he could also work perfectly as a druid or a wizard. We have 2 painted versions of Gaujin with us today. One was done by Marcia and one was done by Felipe, our resident painters. These are the keepers of knowledge for the Wodëngar. Although the rune keepers don't focus on learning how to use the runes, they are the dwarves that keep track of their ancient and esoteric knowledge. Of course, they also work very well if you want to play a bookish spellcaster or if you just need a fun NPC. This whole clan really, but this model in particular, was designed with the painters in mind. Lots of different textures, a fair bit of skin, and some light sources for OSL. What else could you ask for? The Wild Wizard is a spellcaster that channels the arcane powers of the runes, by combining them into powerful magic. This is a mini that could be used to represent a wizard more connected with the movements of magic and the ways of the earth, a druid or a sorcerer. Last year, we had the Sverting tribe as the ones attuned to nature. This time around, we have the Wodëngar. Not every character is going to be like the wild wizard, but we did want to represent this type of character. The runic geomancer is a natural spellcaster with power over the elements of stone and earth. She's in an amazing action pose that could easily represent a Circle of the Land druid or a Way of the Four Elements monk, wielding her favorite element in the middle of combat. She's a character that is both super unique and versatile. I really love the spell effect on the base. And I'm especially proud of this one because I got to contribute a little bit in her design. It was just a couple of suggestions, but when they showed up in the concept art, I was so happy. The Flame Belchers are the secret to Wodëngar defense. Instead of training their population in complicated melee martial arts, they developed a runic weapon that can be easily used by anyone in this society, the Flame Belcher. You can use this mini as a monster hunter ranger or even an arcane archer fighter. Just note that the Flame Belcher is always ready to face the enemies of the Wodëngar. Now, we did describe this clan as in tune with nature and the wise ones are very studious, but not every member of this clan is a bookworm. The Wodëngar are probably the clan with the most archetype variation this time around, and that is by design. A good example of that is the next model. These are the relentless fighters of the Wodëngar. The runic berserker go into a trance to invoke the power of the boar and gain strength in combat. This Raging Berserker is a great mini to play a fighter and the best one to play a barbarian in the whole set. This dwarven clan is all about Odin's runic magic, and that is much clearer in the spellcasters, but every single model has a couple of hints about that, as you can see in his belt. On the mountains the Wodëngar inhabit, there are many mountain goats, and also some lycanthropes known as were-goats. This is the perfect mini for a barbarian following the path of the beast, or even a really fun encounter for your party to deal with, because finding a werebeast among the hairy and bearded dwarfs isn't exactly easy. The rune-branded warrior is a fighter with armor empowered by the magic of the runes. She's the perfect rune knight, ready to pull some tricks when no one is expecting a fighter to tap into some lost magic. The rune-branded warrior will teach you that you have to be expecting anything if you are dealing with the Wodëngar. And of course, if the Thorzadur get themselves a weird steed, the Wodëngar wouldn't let themselves be outdone. The runic warthog is a beast of a construct, and is one of the most powerful designs created by the Wodëngar. This is the most durable mount a dwarf could ever want. This one is just so useful. You can use it as a steed for your paladin or an infusion for your battlesmith artificer. That is why we love doing animal-shaped creatures. They are just so versatile. Getting back to spellcasters, the runic spellblade is a powerful summoner of elemental forces, a true evoker. However, if wielding the runes that give him power over the elements wasn't enough, he still delivers those attacks with an extremely sharp blade. This one is for all of you who can't wait to draft up another Gish character, be it an Eldritch Knight, Paladin, or Hexblade. The ruler of the Wodëngar is the Raven Queen, Visfnir. Not only has she personally met Odin, she also holds a bond with him, which is materialized in the form of her raven. Visfnir is the supreme rune wielder, being able to juggle runes like no other wizard. She displays flexibility and raw power. This is the perfect mini for the Queen of the Wodëngar. She represents all of the magical powers that this clan holds in such high regard. And just like Brokkr from the Thorzadur, she also gets her very own throne, with a more organic design and runic theme. Let me tell you everyone, of all the rulers that we did, this is my favorite one. And it's one of my favorite models from the whole set. Just look at her, her expression, the power emanating from her. This is just the perfect mini to close out our coverage of the Wodëngar clan. But before we go, let's check out a couple extras that will be included as part of this clan. And let's start off with busts. Yeah, we are doing 3 busts for this clan as well. I think my favorite one has to be the Raven Queen, but the Rune Keeper is a close contender. Let us know in the comments below which one is your favorite. Next up we have objects. We couldn't leave you guys without some scattered terrain. We have figured out that it's never a bad idea to include a chest as part of the terrain, but we also have some thematic objects, like the bookshelves and the study desk for these magically inclined dwarves. We also have a runic altar for the Raven Queen to commune with Odin, and a totem to the god of ravens. Finally, we have a prop ring to go with this tribe. It is a ring of dwarven kind that will be a great find for any kings under the mountain. It's worth a dragon's hoard, really. And these were all of the models for the Wodëngar. But if you've watched the first episode, you know we are not done yet. The dwarves of Utgard have a deep connection to their gods, so why not bring them to life? The metalheads of the Wodëngar clan may prefer the might of Thor, but the Wodëngar have another source of inspiration entirely. They had to get their runes somewhere, right? Odin, the supreme god of the Aesir, is by far the wisest and perhaps the most powerful of the gods of Asia. Who better than a sorcerer god to guide the path of our more magically inclined dwarves? Odin will be available in 32, 75, and statue scales as part of the Wodëngar Clan, so that your dwarves can command the power of the runes. And this is the Wodëngar Clan. But this week is still not over, and this Friday, December 9th, we will reveal the last Dwarven clan and explain how the launch will work. We are receiving a lot of questions about it, so I do want to say that Journey to Nidavellir will be available on Monday, December 12th. Definitely join us this Friday for more details. And one important thing, we will have a special offer for the first week only. Subscribe to the mailing list below so you don't miss it. Trust me, you do not want to miss it. And if you are already subscribed, click below to join our Discord server. Now, before I finish, I just want to ask you one little favor. Please, comment below or leave a question. We will read every single comment and answer all of the questions. It is really important to us to understand what you are thinking about this new project. This is it for today, folks, but we still have a lot of cool stuff to show you. So, see you for the last episode next Friday.